legitimately, what happened the other day? What happened on January 6th, 2021, was the most successful terrorist attack in this country's history.
Yeah.
Straight up. The most successful. Nobody has made it that far.
Yeah.
No, there has not been any kind of organization and overwhelming support for an attempt to overthrow our government.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it was. It straight up was as a terrorist attack.
Yeah.
Like, it just cannot be understated exactly like how intense that was.
So we did learn this. We did learn it can be done. And
It
two,
can be done.
unfortunately, it was done. These people, I read a meme where someone said these people basically were overthrowing the government to win the right of to still be oppressed and lied to. So they were overthrowing it for like a fucking idiot who this guy is just a sore fucking loser. He's still lying about how he wanted to deploy the National Guard. Everyone fucking like you saw. Did you see the interview or the hostage? Basically, he looks like he's being held hostage when he did the. He's trying to save his ass right now because everyone's jumping off the ship. All of his all of his congressmen, they're all distancing themselves from him, and so he's still writing. Well, he doesn't have a Twitter anymore. That all just got canceled, and they're talking about taking Parler down, and Facebook banned him. But as of when he still had a Twitter, he was writing things like "I love you all, good job," but on the talking out the other side of his face, saying, this has been horrible. He threw all of his fucking most staunch supporters under the bus to save his own ass because
absolutely
he knows once 13 days are up, he's gonna, he could, if he's not impeached, they're not gonna do the Amendment 25. They don't have time, but maybe the impeachment, I guess.
Yeah. Apparently, they're planning to impeach him on Monday. So
wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's fascinating. Bernie was, Bernie made a good point, and even Don Lemon was saying, the reason we need to, you need to at least show for future crazy presidents we may have, you can't do this.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you cannot do this. It's so important right now that they show us that this cannot be allowed.
No, you should not be allowed to.
Or else, guess what? Every 4 years, we get a coup.
Yeah, it's coming.
Every 4 years from now on, we'll have a coup if we don't show them that this was unacceptable.
And the police are now trying to say, we were unprepared. It's like, fuckers, half of you were taking selfies with these guys and letting them in, and then you had a red velvet rope to let them out. And then we've seen the pictures. We've seen the pictures of what it looked like during the BLM movement, where it looks like a goddamn stormtrooper at convention up there.
Yeah,
it's fucking. This is like you said, the hypocrisy is ridiculous. It makes you crazy, angry.
Yeah.
But anyways, go on with what you're saying. With what your point was, yeah.
I mean, no, this is all part of it. This is all wrapped into it. These people, this was the clumsiest looking fucking thing, but I mean, the reason why it got so far, and I don't think anybody knew it was gonna get this bad, or get that far. I mean, I certainly didn't. I knew there was gonna be a clash between Trumpers and the police, and I thought that was gonna be really funny. You know?
Yeah.
Because I was out there. I was out there during Black Lives Matter. I saw the fucking reaction that protesters get in this country by the police. And I was like, man, that's going to be really funny to see some Trumpers get the shit beat out of them. But watching them get into the Capitol, and this cannot be understated. They did not break into the Capitol. I mean, they broke some windows and shit, but they were let in. There's a literal video of them pulling back the barricades and waving the people in, the mob in. And it's not surprising when you know that 84% of police support Donald Trump. They're Donald Trump voters. It's not surprising when you know that the Capitol Police Chief was appointed by Trump. It's not surprising when you know that police chief, who has now resigned, literally said that they didn't need backup, despite the overwhelming numbers.
Yeah, and then
who showed up.
These fuckers like Lindsey Graham and Ted Cruz and this Hawley guy all trying to
Dude,
now. They're
fuck
trying to.
Josh Hawley.
They should all be fucking
Oh, yeah.
hung. Like
Yep.
you guys all have. Don't you dare start writing your little fucking posts about like
Yeah.
Trump went too far. You pushed him. You backed
Yeah.
him up until this point. You
Yep.
know, you fuck you. That's like Charles Manson being like, I can't believe they killed her. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, I keep going back to that. I'm watching that movie, but anyways.
Oh no, you're fine. No, I mean that's a good point, and that's an overwhelming thing. And I guess I could bring it up now. Like I was literally just in an argument with a Trumper on Facebook, and he posted he said, oh, you have a problem with this riot, but you didn't have a problem with this that happened on Memorial Day, and he showed a picture of buildings on fire in D.C. On Memorial Day for Black Lives Matter, and I was like, you don't understand the difference? You don't understand the difference? This is treason. This is an act of war. Literally, these people declared war. They did. They were wearing shirts that said Civil War.
Yeah.
1/6/2021.
Yeah.
They literally declared war. That one lady that was laughing, or not laughing. She was crying because she got quote unquote maced. People more recently have noticed that there was something that looked like an onion in her fucking scarf that she was rubbing.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I got maced. You couldn't. That no way was she maced.
I know,
maybe tear gas slightly, but no way was she maced.
There was some Twitter I saw of a black lady talking about her like, Karen, we don't want you on our team. You gave your name, where you live. You can't handle being fucking maced. Fuck you. Like, you're the worst. It's great. It's great.
Yeah. And she openly said she was crying.
Yeah.
Like she was denied by the manager of a Costco that she couldn't go in. We're storming the Capitol.
Yeah.
It's a revolution, and they maced me.
I know. Like, that's what.
Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
One, you said it out loud. You said it was a revolution.
Yeah.
Two, you were surprised that you were met with opposition.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's white privilege so much.
Oh my God, there's so many things wrong with that.
I know.
But the best part is she called it a revolution.
Yeah. And
so these people, like I was arguing with this guy on Facebook who said it, was no different than the Black Lives Matter buildings on fire on Memorial Day, and I'm like, absolutely, it's different.
Yeah.
The Black Lives Matter would have gotten nowhere near the Capitol.
Exactly.
And he said that the White House was under siege, and it's like, dude, these people were not trying to overthrow the government. They were literally protesting. I know it's a riot, and that's fine. Call it a riot. I don't give a shit. It's a riot, but it's a protest. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like saying, hey, stop killing us.
And
this was a fucking coup.
Yeah, it was.
Insurrection, armed insurrection.
Yeah, intention is everything as well. And like
absolutely.
The intention of, we had been watching people of color being slaughtered on video, proven for years before this blew up. And they have no proof of voter fraud. They have no proof that Biden's eating children and eating whatever adrenochrome popsicles, whatever their bullshit. They have more faith in their Reddit conspiracy theories than they do in science or the Constitution. That's a big point right there. So how the fuck am I going to listen to these assholes? And dude, so Stephen Colbert was saying a cool thing. He was like talking about that bitch with the onions, and he was just saying like, you're scared of getting maced. It's like, you should have been shot. People usually get shot during revolutions. It's crazy, man. And
dude, 100%.
And all these people also were live feeding themselves getting, like, that's like robbing a bank and being like, hey, George Sullivan here. I'm gonna rob this bank. Hey, it's like they're showing names. Oh, did you know the guy with the horns? The fucking
the QAnon shaman.
Yes, the QAnon shaman. I did a little, I saw some stuff about him. Someone had written. He unfortunately, man, he sucks. What he actually did that makes me even more angry. I think it's kind of funny, the picture of him in there. I think that's kind of funny. But what really pisses me off is
it's funny.
He's tying himself into the whole psychedelic movement, and I'm like, dude. And there's a lot of good stuff in the psychedelic movement, I believe. And now they're gonna look at it as this, and that sucks. That, you know what I'm saying? He fucking, to me, he soured the psychedelic movement of like research on psychedelics and what it can improve. And there's a
Yeah.
lot of good things about psychedelics. And I think he's tied this in with fucking QAnon, and that
Yes.
pisses me off to no end. I don't know. That one
Well,
really.
I mean that brings up another good point. I mean, a lot of everybody's gonna get thrown under the bus with this.
Oh yeah.
Like I kind of went on a bit of a Facebook rant while it was happening, but the liberal media kept calling these people anarchists,
Uh,
and which is super disingenuous for one, and two, it just proves what's gonna happen here. They're throwing these people, these dumb, you know, Meal Team 6 people, uh, they're going to throw them into the same category as Black Lives Matter and Antifa
fuck.
and leftists.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen from this? There's only one thing that can happen from this: a heightened security in the police state.
Yeah.
100%. That's the only thing that can happen.
That is
What's
totally what's
what
happening.
is the other option? Because here are the options moving forward from this. We can increase the police state, crack down on, make sure that, any kind of public outcry and uprising is, squashed immediately, which, is a small percentage of the population, really, percentage-wise. Or, or alternatively, we can defund the police. We can seriously rethink how our mainstream media is structured and the way that they, disperse misinformation and falsehoods and perpetuate harmful narratives that victimize certain ideologies.
Yeah.
And we could take down the police state itself. Or yeah, I already said that, defund the police. And social media, how the algorithms create little pockets of like-minded people that just keep feeding off of each other, creating like
Echo chamber.
creating an echo chamber, which literally is a straight channel to radicalization,
Yeah.
especially when you're talking about areas of the internet of like forums and shit, like 8chan and shit. And you know what I mean? Like all of these things that basically we're taking down giant institutions. Or we can take down people who are already oppressed.
Yeah.
So what do you think is going to happen in this country?
Exactly. And as
You
much
know what's going to happen. More
Yeah.
oppression.
I've really enjoyed watching Trump lose a million times, and
Yes.
I still have no interest. Biden's speeches are so weak and like. Can you imagine Bernie up there? And I love Bernie. He's already pushing Biden towards doing the 2000 stimulus that because the Georgia, as I think you pointed this out to me,
Yeah.
because of the Georgia runoffs. Now we should announce that Bernie is now chairman committee, right? He kind of owns the
Chairman Sanders, everybody.
yeah, which is very good. And we also won the fucking runoff, which this is all overshadowed that, which is great news.
Yes.
So Biden can be pushed left, and things could actually happen at this
Yeah.
point. Will he be? We don't know. And this brings up a very good point you're making. One, like what goes on with all of these things, coronavirus, 9/11. I was listening to a guy the other night on the Duncan Trussell podcast. He's this witchy guy named Jason Louv, Louv, and he was making some very good points. But he was saying how, I don't care where the coronavirus came from. I don't care about 9/11. We're never going to maybe know the origin of these things. Was it,
Yeah.
whatever. I'd love to know, but we may never know. The thing that is important that we do need to pay attention to is the end result of it. Like, what are they getting out of this? And the laws that are being put into effect, which are never going to be rolled back. And,
Yeah.
and that's kind of what I fear with this too. Because what I think the Black Lives Matter movement didn't do enough damage for these fuckers. I think they wanted
Absolutely.
them to do more damage, and we ended up being, the people that went down there got their asses kicked. There were no,
Yep.
And that's why you have all those videos of actual. I know the Proud Boys are trying to blame Antifa, but dude, there's no fucking way. And you can even see on the Parler Facebook post how many people were saying we're going to blame it on Antifa. And I mean,
Yeah.
we see these people. We're following their Facebook pages. These fuckers. One lady was running for mayor. I tried to show you that lady on TikTok that goes
Yeah.
through, and she fucking, she's actually getting harassed by Trumpers today. But Black Lives
I'm
Matter
sure.
people are coming in to save her ass. It's really nice. But anyways, long story short, the result of all this is the danger. And I fear like everything you just said. Yes, I think this is totally going to be used to hamper future social disruptions, which are coming because we have
Yep.
climate change, which hasn't even been dealt with yet.
Right.
And how many more black people are going to be murdered by police?
Yep.
Uh, I'd love the Trumpers to sit down for a fucking while and stop distracting everyone from their real problems. I mean, for one, they could have the balls. If any of these QAnon motherfuckers actually had the balls to go after people that weren't fake imaginary fantasies, you could go after the Catholic Church, right? You could maybe
Yeah.
actually go after people that would maybe have an effect on your life. But these fuckers, you know, Epstein's already in jail. Tom Hanks is not a goddamn pedophile. I'm sorry, he's not. Most of these
Yeah.
people, that was made up on a Reddit board. They're trying to pick who's the nicest celebrity that'd be funny to make a rumor about, and these fuckers believe it. Like QAnon, you know, they believe it's JFK Jr. coming back to life, man. It's fucked up shit. These people are not.
What is up, dudes and dudettes, and all our comrades in between? This is the Red Left Podcast with James. I'm James, and Casey. This is Casey.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Today's episode is brought to you by the letter S. We're kind of like Sesame Street today. The letter S. That stands for sedition. Woo!
What does that mean?
Sedition. Wow. Yes. Sedition is the act. It is a lesser charge than treason, but it is in the same vein. It is basically the intention to betray the country, and is the least that we could be charging most of these Trumpers who stormed the Capitol with.
You think anyone's gonna do it?
Get charged with sedition?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, actually,
sure.
the one dude got like a year in jail. I hear.
That's just asinine. You
It is.
see these motherfuckers that broke into the Capitol, going through the fucking rope pathway, and immediately you know none of those people are Antifa.
No, they're not. Very,
They followed the fucking rope line.
well, this one guy that's pretty high up.
What the hell?
One guy that's pretty high up in the Proud Boy movement was seriously trying to sell that, and
Yeah.
I forget who he
They
was.
actually tried to sell the QAnon shaman out. They said that he was Antifa, and he was on Twitter like, no, dude, I promise, I'm like deep QAnon, man. They tried to sell out their own people.
He had a chance right there to jump ship and go to our side, man. But he's a fucking idiot. It's like, dude. It's so interesting though. This has been a very amazing 3 days.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It's funny. It's horrifying, but people are not understanding like the gravity of this. Like I feel like just on either side. I like again the most serious terrorist attack ever.
Yeah.
Is the most successful.
5 people died. That's more than.
Yeah.
What's the thing they always bitch about? Benghazi, where they're always going after Benghazi. Like more people died for this than Benghazi. But once again, we know that Trumpers don't have a very good sense of history or irony or hypocrisy. They don't understand any of that. They just need to be right. And when they do it, it's okay. So
it's a team sport.
Yeah. I'm just